All right, you guys, so we are going to talk about how I started my business on Facebook. Let's get into it, you guys. We didn't leave our corporate jobs to work from home to work all day, every day. Hi, I am Martha Krejci, and here's my dog Herman. I am a business strategist that's teaching families how to build $10,000 a month plus income streams in 5 hours a week. If you are loving this video, be sure to go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Click the subscribe button and the bell so you do not miss a thing. All right, you guys, so we are going to talk about how I started my business on Facebook. Let's get into it, you guys. Number one, I started being more intentional with my posts instead of just funny. Here's the thing. I am a goofball, and I used social media for the longest time just to be a goof, right? Like I would share different comedians like skits and stuff like that. Like I would just want to make people laugh, essentially. That was what I did for a very, very long time on social media. That was like my thing, all right? So whenever I first started my business on social media, I stopped with that. I didn't stop like cold turkey because like I'm still a goofball and I still do that stuff, right? But I stopped having that be the only thing that I was sharing. And what I started doing, you guys, is I started being more intentional with the stuff that I was sharing. I started aligning the things that like my heart's desire, the things that I believe, what I believe about people. I started getting a little bit deep every once in a while. Not all the time. Too deep is too deep, right? Somebody can't be deep all the time because it's like a friend of mine, he calls it hitting the center C. It's like you just keep tapping center C over and over and over again. And when you're too deep, it's like, good night, man, right? Like, I need levity. I need somebody to pull me out of all of this existential stuff, right? You don't go too deep all the time, but what you do is you bring levity in. So that was already there. And then I started talking about my life and how my life had changed. So I would share little stories. I would share about, my family and what we were doing. And then I would share some deep thoughts too, like shower thoughts, #shower thoughts, right? Some thoughts that I was having that I would just share as well. And what that's all doing all together is it's creating these Me Too moments, right? It's creating moments with people where they're like, oh, I was thinking that same thing. I feel that way too. I've had that same transition. And you guys, what happens whenever people have more and more and more and more Me Too moments with us is we bond. We bond and they realize that we're the same. They realize that they are our people and then they are in it. That's how we build audiences, you guys. We build audiences of people that are like us or that people that are us in the beginning of our journey. And I'm not going to go all the way into what the beginning of the journey looks like. Just go ahead and search Bat Signal and stuff that I've talked about and you'll see. But we look for people. We look to create an audience that we can serve. At the end of the day, you guys, our entire goal is to be able to serve people. Well, we have to attract the people that we want to serve. So basically what we do is we come up with our Bat Signal, we shine it bright and our people are like, oh, that's me. Oh, that's me too. I'm going to come over here because I like what she's talking about, right? I'll have what she's having. More or less, that's what it is. So in the comments right now, you guys, tell me either what your Bat Signal is, if you already know what it is, okay? Or two, let me know if you understand what I'm saying right now. If you don't understand what I'm saying right now, I would love nothing more than to help you out, okay? So if you're not sure what I'm talking about right now, go ahead and say it. We're like in this entire audience, in any of my groups, of any of the culture that I create around my brand, you guys, it's nothing but loving people that love to serve each other. So don't ever feel bad about saying like, I don't get it. I'm not sure what you mean, because somebody else will swoop in and be like, she means this. And then you'll be able to get help. Let's never ever stay stuck where we are, okay, you guys? Promise me, pinky swear, never ever stay stuck, okay? Always ask for help. So, number two, on how I started my business on Facebook. I started sharing my heart and my skill set. So this is kind of what I talked about already. So I started sharing what matters to me. So the things in the community that I give back to, the things that make my soul just bubble up. I don't have another way of saying that other than whenever I see some things in this world and I want to make them better, then my soul, you just feel it sort of bubbling up. It's when you get the goosebumps. It's when all of that stuff starts happening where it's like your body can't even handle how excited you are to create change in this world, right? You have to know what I'm saying here. In the comments, let me know if you know what I'm saying and what has done that for you. I'm super curious about that, okay? That's what I started sharing, are the things that make my soul just ignite and bubble up, okay? Because again, that's creating Me Too moments, all right? Number 3, I started joining groups and providing value. This one you probably need to hear because a lot of people get it sideways, okay? They do it precisely wrong. And what I mean by that is that they do it wrong. There's not another way to say it. I'm so sorry. I love you guys so much. Though what it is, you guys, is this. People will go into Facebook groups where they know that their people are, and they will do something like this. They will find a thread where people are asking for support or for help, right? Because that's what the group's about. And then they will say, well, I've got this thing for sale that can help you. Well, I can coach you with that. Here's my link. Set up an appointment. Da-da-da-da-da, right? You guys, what is that? It's self-serving and it's completely gross, okay? The person, because there's a person on the other end of that thread that was legitimately asking for support. Here's what happened to that person. Here's what that person is experiencing, okay? That person is experiencing vultures coming into a thread where they were simply asking for help. They're experiencing vultures coming in and trying to sell them everything. You guys, all you have to do is go in a Facebook group, look at a thread, not my groups, because my groups it doesn't happen in, because we know better, yeah? But you go in almost any other Facebook group and you're going to see vultures on those threads talking about selling people all of their stuff because of their problem, instead of, drum roll, helping. Instead of just helping them, right? Instead of just showing up and saying, hey, I see where you're at. I was there. This is what helped me out. Boom. Hard stop. End of sentence. Here, I remember I was in that place. Here's what helped me. Boom. Not selling, not let me hit you up in the DMs, right? Not here's my link, go buy my stuff, not anything like that. What we do, you guys, is we show up and we serve, okay? When we show up and serve, you guys, there's a natural curiosity that happens. And it's like divine and crazy at the same time that this what happens is basically we show up and we serve, we ask for nothing in return, and the person is like, what? Who are you? Who is this person spending time with me that they don't know me and spending time with me and helping me with something and not asking for anything in return? Who is this person? And so what they're going to do, you guys, is they're going to go over to your profile because they're going to get curious because they want to know who that person is. And then they're going to see you in all of who you are. They're going to see you. And that's why it's important that on our public profiles, you guys, we have links back to our lead groups. We have links back to places where they're going to be able to learn more about us, learn more from us on their own. They make the decisions. They take the next step, okay? They discover you. Do you know how much more valuable it is for somebody to feel as though they discovered somebody than for somebody to be like, hey, I'm amazing. Look at me. Bah, 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 bah. I can do all these tricks, right? Instead, they see you, they see your heart, and they discover you. you guys are bound for life because it's real and because it's transparent. Okay? It's so important, you guys. That was probably one of the biggest things that I did on Facebook whenever I started growing my business was I started showing up in support, asking for nothing in return. And then everybody started coming around because they're like, who's this girl? Who's this girl who knows what she's doing and isn't asking for anything? It's what happens. People are scared to death to try it because they're like, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't work? What if it does? I know it does. We have a massive business now, and that is the root of it. Okay? All right, number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Number 4 is I started growing. That's it. So, how I started my business on Facebook is, to recap, I started being more intentional with my posts instead of just a goofball. So there's that. I had to turn the corner right there. I had to grow up a little bit, right? I started sharing my heart and my skill set. Okay. Number 3, I started joining groups and providing value and asking for nothing in return. And number 4, I started growing. And you're going to start growing too. It's simple, you guys. This isn't a complex code. It is very, very simple. If you're not already in my group, the Heart-Centered and Successful Work-at-Home Moms, it's a Facebook group. If you check out Unit 2 in that Facebook group, obviously first you have to join, and then you check out Unit 2 of the Facebook group, you guys, there is a 90-day run, 90 days to turn your side gig into your main gig. And it is not a fluffy 90-day run. It has gold nuggets in it. It has things that I should be charging for, and I choose not to because, in my opinion, it's a tithing back into the community. Remember? Giving back to the community. My job is to get you off the starting line so you know you can do this. Let's go. Let's do this. See you around. Bye-bye.